So the director of the Batman movies, Matt Reeves, one of my all-time favorite directors, a guy who, again, I've told you guys before, I actually did a school presentation slideshow thing on in media class. I don't know, but I did that a couple of years ago, obviously, and one of the best directors around, directed the Planet of the Apes movies, did the Batman, and is now directing the Batman Part 2. But it's been a situation where we haven't heard from Matt Reeves in a long time. I've actually heard from my dad more times than I've heard from Matt Reeves in like the last 4 years. That's just so untrue. I don't know why I lied like that, but Matt Reeves actually recently did an interview with Collider, which he actually went on to say some interesting things, where he says that director Matt Reeves says the Batman takes place during the few weeks after the Batman.
The election day was November 7th. And this takes place a week after that, after Villarreal has been elected, but is now Mayor-elect Villarreal.
The Batman Part 2 will continue shortly after the Penguin series. The Penguin plays out over the next weeks and takes you towards the end of the year. We don't play Christmas or New Year's, but we're getting there. He also actually confirmed that the Batman will still be a trilogy, and that he's sticking very closely to the path that he envisioned.
And you told me that you initially came up with the idea of a trilogy for these movies. Is that still the plan?
That is still the plan in my mind, yes.
And again, as we know, the Batman Part 2 will take place during winter. It's pretty crazy and awesome that this is actually happening, because the city is completely over flooded with water, as we know, and what we left off with the Batman. And the fact is, it's going to snow. The water, I don't know if they've cleared it all out, what it's going to be. The city is still going to be officially all recovering from that. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the water turned into ice and shit like that, which would be absolutely crazy story development, and I think would actually be really, really awesome. But the fact is, it's kind of surprising to me that this Batman movie is only going to take place like a month after the last Batman movie. And the reason I say that is because Robert Pattinson will have aged like 4 to 5 years by the time this movie does come out. And the thing is that going to give us enough time to really grow into this Batman, truly becoming the influential billionaire Bruce Wayne that I think a lot of us have really been trying to see? I'm not exactly too sure, so that's going to be interesting to see how that does go. Again, the ideal villains for this being in the winter, or showcasing the flooded Gotham that we of course did see, would probably be like Killer Croc and, Dr. Freeze, or Mr. Freeze, I should say. From what we know, again, the last video I talked about, Matt Reeves did say this movie is going to be a lot more grounded Batman film, meaning that those fantastical characters like Killer Croc and Mr. Freeze probably won't be in this film. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be cool that we're going to have these winter and, cold water themes, but we're not going to get any of those characters. Instead, we're probably going to get Hush and, the Court of Owls, which is cool, but I do feel like this was a missed opportunity potentially to have those more fantastical characters. We're not getting them. They're going to be saved most likely for James Gunn's DCU, and we know that Matt Reeves is taking this super grounded, super something as he says, you would kind of see in the real world. He wants Gotham to feel like it's a real world type of thing, and this could actually happen, which I give him credit for, and I think that's why it makes sense that with these upcoming James Gunn movies, he's actually doing that, because James Gunn is going to go this more mythical direction. It's what's going to really differentiate his movies from what the, the Matt Reeves ones are going to be. Again, this is really cool that we're going to have a Batman movie take place in winter. It was expected the Spider-Man 4 would be taking place during winter, but considering we know that's probably going to be a multiversal story now, maybe not. So it's good that we are getting one winter-themed movie, because winter-themed superhero movies have really gone out of fashion, I think, and it is going to be cool to see this for once, and I think this could go really awesome with the Batman. And I still hope for the advertising for this movie. The first one was really red themed. It'd be awesome if the second one was truly blue themed and really tapped into that snowy winter kind of feel. They can still do that without having like Mr. Freeze as like the villain and whatnot. So technically, this report has been debunked by the man, the myth, the legend, James Gunn himself. But again, with a couple of reports like this that get reported by about 808 different people involved, there are usually some type of truth to it. And for those of you who don't know what I am talking about, it is being said that a Joker spin-off series is reportedly in the works from Matt Reeves. According to multiple insiders, a Joker spin-off series set in Matt Reeves' The Batman universe reportedly is in development. Reeves previously confirmed that more spin-off projects were coming following the recent success of The Penguin. Barry Keoghan is also expected to reprise his role. Now again, I spoke about this previously, that I thought the Arkham TV series that was also, I think, cancelled and reworked into something a little bit different, a little bit ago, was going to be a Joker type of series where the Joker was going to be like ruling in Arkham and doing his thing, and we were going to see how that, of course, all does unfold. But again, that was all cancelled and all thrown away. So my thoughts on this were, when I first read it, is that we were still going to be getting that like Arkham idea, but it was just going to be mainly based off the Joker now, and Barry Keoghan would be coming back as the main character, etc., etc. But for now, we know that James Gunn has debunked this, which is really, really strange, because I'm assuming this means he is debunking that a Joker TV series may just fully not be happening. But I don't think he's debunking the fact that we could be getting a TV series where the Joker is like the main character. And I just think that is the truth to it. I think they are really going to focus on their marquee characters and give them TV shows because they know they're going to be successful and they know they're going to hit. Again, one big one, which... spoilers for the rest of this video now. If you haven't seen The Penguin, especially the last episode, is click off to where this spoilers thing is. But at the end of The Penguin, it was obviously hinted that we could be getting a Catwoman TV show having some type of thing to do with Sophia Falcone, who's back in Arkham, because of course she sent her a letter. It was a direct tease to something that's coming with her. We all know this is true, considering a Catwoman TV show has been reported multiple times. So I think that will be one of the TV shows, a Catwoman show, which will have something to do with Sophia Falcone, especially considering she's just so popular now, and I think a ton of people really want to see more from her. And hey, I wouldn't mind seeing more from that chick in a red dress, if you guys know what I mean. God freaking damn. But as far as the other show, which I'm assuming they will be doing, will be some type of show that has something to do with the Joker. There are too many reports here, James Gunn, for there not to be something cooking up right now with the Joker, especially considering we know that Matt Reeves has said that the Joker has been included in his movies as world building. Again, he could still be the main villain of the third one, but from what we understand is he won't be the main villain of the second one. So I think it'd be kind of a little bit of a waste to include this new Joker and not have his backstory, dived into and really shown on the big screen. Because again, we've had some backstory of Heath Ledger's Joker. Not much, really. Pretty mysterious character. We had, of course, some in the original movie, and then he got his own 2 movies recently, but they're not really actual Joker movies. It was a guy who we know was taking on this identity as the Joker, and then, yeah, we've heard he's been called it that he's not even the actual Joker. Even the director, Todd Phillips, said that Joaquin Phoenix's Joker is not the real Joker. I mean, if you've seen the end of, Joker 2, you understand what I'm talking about. So wouldn't it be cool if we got a Joker TV show that actually really delved into the backstory of who the Joker is and go into the massive, twisted, dark shit that the Joker has done in an MA-15 kind of thing, similar to like what the Penguin was? I'd be super down for that. I know it's probably not going to be a Joker show, especially with the new Joker movie really tanking. They're probably not going to want to use the Joker name. But having a show where like the main character is like the Joker, I think is what they're trying to cook with here, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's something we of course got. So I don't know why, but James Gunn has been on an absolute like media rampage as of late, doing so much different work. It doesn't even seem like he's doing promotional work for Creature Commandos. Like this dude will literally do an interview where they ask him 1,000 questions that's not related to his new show, and he'll just flat out answer them with all honesty. And one that he gave us recently that I thought was really, really interesting and cool to see is, of course, the reports that James Gunn contemplated bringing Robert Pattinson into the DCU, with him saying, "But I'm committed to both telling stories in the DCU and Elseworld stories. I want the freedom to tell Elseworld stories." Again, I think every Batman fan who has especially seen the Penguin is definitely pretty happy that we are not going to be getting Batman in the DCU, because as much as we want the DCU to, of course, you know, do really well and be a massive success, we don't need or want the Batman in the DCU. It just doesn't make any sense, especially with the tone of the Batman being pretty dark and pretty gritty. It doesn't seem to really go hand in hand with what James Gunn's lighter take of the DCU looks like it's going to be. And again, we know the Batman in that looks like it's probably going to be a lighter take as well. Again, that wasn't the only thing he, of course, did say. He actually said that Dave Bautista no longer wants to portray Bane in the new DCU. He said he thinks Dave would rather portray a different character. And again, a ton of people in the comment section were, of course, pointing out Hugo Strange, who I definitely could see Dave Bautista playing Hugo Strange, and I think be a damn menacing one at that. Again, for those of you who didn't see, Dave Bautista has lost a ton of weight. It looks like he's actively gotten off whatever the hell The Rock has been on for 100 million years. You know, the secret sauce, the secret juice, whatever Arnie was pumping back in the day. It doesn't look like Batista's on that anymore. He's actually a skinny lad and doesn't look like he could be Bane. He just flat out doesn't look like he could be Bane anymore. Even if they put like a bodysuit on him, I don't know. I just don't think it would really make sense anymore. He doesn't seem to want to do it as well. Obviously, James Gunn pointing it out. But he seems like he does want to play another Batman character. And considering Hugo Strange is a bald dude with a beard, a ton of people are being like, you know, already drawing that comparison as well. And look, I'm all for it. I would love to see these lesser known Batman villains really start to get a lot more screen time and a lot more, I think, action in the movies. And with James Gunn's DCU being much more fantastical, as we know, and he's probably going to be having like, you know, Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy and all of those fantastical characters and whatnot in there, I think you could probably do a realistic Hugo Strange. But the fact is, if he does go into the DCU and we can have a pretty crazy Hugo Strange out there that does some kind of unrealistic shit to people or whatever it might be, I think Dave Bautista would actually be a really cool guy for that. And I think that, again, as I just said, seeing those more underused characters start to be in Batman film, like a potential Court of Owls in the new one, a Hush in the new one as well, those being the Robert Pattinson's one, and the more certain fantastical characters like maybe a Clayface being a James Gunn Batman movie or his own separate movie as well, which I've reported could potentially be happening on the channel. Again, it's all interesting and I think it's all cool, and I'm very excited to see how he does go about this. But again, if you haven't already, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for all the latest gaming content, movie content, all the above. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below. What do you guys think about Dave Bautista joining James Gunn's DCU and whatnot? Again, I'd very much like to hear all of your thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to my sports channel, this channel, and my iOS/vlog channels. Links for them will be in the description down below. And I guess I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.